Thank you very, very much, and good evening, and it's great to be back here in this really great room, and sound is marvellous, you're all marvellous, everything's wonderful, it's darling, it's tremendous. That first tune was Facelift, and the second one, that was from Soft Machine third, and the second one was Burden of Proof, from a more recent album of ours, 13 years, I think. Kind of recent, isn't it? Can you imagine saying that when you were 22? A recent album of ours when we were 9. Time is strange, isn't it? Thank you very much. That was The Visitor at the Window. And, but it became The Visitor at the Window. It started out as something beyond verbalisation. Right, now we're going to play a tune from the album Softs from 1976. Cheer, please. Those of you who remember 1976, oh, great, yeah. Good year for me, because I recorded this album with Soft Machine. And this is a tune by Sir Carl, and it's called Tale of... It's actually Tales, you know. You write on the set list Tale. It's Tales. Yeah, it's Tales of Taliesin. Thank you very much. That was also from the album Softs, Song of Aeolus. And we're going to do one more before we go backstage for another round of drugs. Plant-based drugs. Vegan drugs. So, don't worry. Before we do, shall I tell you about these guys? You're interested? Yes! Okay, well, there's a long history of this organism called Soft Machine. It goes back to 1966 or 67. It's mists of time. Before everything, when everything was Bakelite and anyway, Soft Machine. Stagecoach tours. Anyway, so but we can go on, and it went through to about 1980-81, and then it was a long hiatus. And a lot of bands of this era got back together in the sort of mid-90s. I think the actually legendary couple who lived just down the road here, Barbara Thompson and John Heisman, they reformed Colosseum in about 95, 96, and that was when they got together. But Soft Machine was always late, partly because nobody liked each other, so it was quite difficult to get everybody in the same room. That's a feature of the music. It's very important making music. We don't like each other. It's very important for making good music together. Anyway, so there wasn't that much. But then a sort of genius, impresario genius, called Leonardo Pavkovic, a Bosnian gentleman, enormously big. I'm just putting you in the picture. Enormous, huge Bosnian. He said, "Look, you guys, you got to reform. You got to do it. You go, no. He said, "Listen, I'm telling you, you have to reform." Okay, right, so Elton Dean, Hugh Hopper, John Marshall, myself got back together in 2004, and lo and behold, it was all marvellous. Everybody loved each other and it was brilliant. Of course, that made the music terrible. No! The music was great. Anyway, so instead of the normal thing that would happen in the 70s, that's people stomping off in high dudgeon and never being seen again, people went upstairs above this very club. And the first one to go upstairs was Elton Dean, and this was in 2006. So we put our heads together, and that's me, Marshall and Hopper, got our heads, banged our heads. And we really had one name in mind, this guy we'd played with loads, all of us had played with him, we knew he was a fantastic player and a great man of music and top chap, and buys his round of teas, buys his round of aspirins. Anyway, so we thought we'd get him in, and of course, the great thing about this guy is he's expanded his stuff, And it was originally just kind of tenor and flute, wasn't it? Until he got a soprano, then he got all these keyboards, these wonderful keyboards. Just, and then that's it. You see, he puts his hands there, just like as good as Mrs. Mills, that's it. After the show, why not visit the local curry house? Right, okay. That is the core that takes it back. Do you remember that it was all sort of grainy 8mm film? The local restaurant. Anyway, so he's got all this array of stuff, and it's got this lovely carpet. Not a carpet. What is it? A towel? No, it's not a towel. Sheet. I can't think of the word for a moment. Sheet. Well, it's got a lovely logo on it, Soft Machine logo, which is great. Anyway, there's a Black & Decker Workmate under there, which they're all for sale after the gig. So. If you want to make him an offer for various bits of equipment, please do. He's the great Mr. Theo Travis. And on the bass. Right, so Hugh Hopper, our great friend, and we loved Hugh. He was a very, very lovely man, and he went upstairs in 2009. So initially we got back the bass player who was in the band when I was in the band, which was Roy Babington. Do you remember Roy Babington? Yes. And that is a very special gentleman. I've got a theory, really. I'm afraid, I don't want to sound controversial, but as life becomes tougher and tougher and tougher, there are less and less characters. Roy Babington is a total character because he's a kind of like, he comes on like he's a poacher. You expect him to pull out a fishing rod from the back of the, nip round the corner and do a bit of illegal fishing during the drum solo or something. And a fantastic musician, an incredible guy, and we loved Roy. And the thing is, Roy, he's still with us, and he really is. He's very much enjoying his life. Somewhere down in Middleton or something he is. But his fingers went like this. It's called Viking finger. Well, I think it's called Viking finger. We just did a Scandinavian tour, and every time I mentioned it, they looked at me stonily. Like, I mean, Scandinavians are so polite, none of them would go, "Boo, what are you talking about?" But they wouldn't do that, but they just looked at me stonily, didn't they, Theo? They weren't impressed with my Viking finger thing. Apparently, if you've got Viking genetics, your fingers can do this. And so Roy got this thing. Now, I'm making light of it because Roy would make, he's one of those guys who got so much going on in his life. He wasn't very depressed not to be able to play the bass. He was fine. But he had to stop. So, this man here, I've known since he was a wunderkind. Now he's a mankind, or wunderman. Wunderkind, wundermensch. And I knew him when he was about 19. He's an amazing musician and incredible bass player. And we've been associated over the years quite a lot. In fact, we even had a band with Elton Dean in the 60s, in the late 80s. I'm getting muddled up. What's a decade between? Anyway, so and he's amazing. He's an amazing guitar player as well. But luckily, he's not allowed to play guitar because I'm very jealous. I don't allow guitar playing when I'm around, because then I might get paranoid. And he's fantastic guitar, an amazing bass player, a superb musician, Mr. Fred Baker. And on the drums, yeah, way. Well, and also quite a local chap here was our old friend John Marshall, who was our drummer from 1972. And a wonderful, great, acknowledged as one of the great drummers of that era. And he soldiered on, and the record we have, Sutton, which is our most recent record, although we've recorded a new one that's coming out next year, The Other Doors, was John Marshall's last outing on the drums. And, it's very sad, actually, because John was a wonderful man. So he's been gone about 2 years now, and that was, as I say, that album, Other Doors, his very last, and he heroically played beautifully on it. Anyway, so John had been ill quite a lot, so we had substituted in the band some of the world's greatest drummers. And so we did have to think a bit about who we were going to get, so we asked them to bid. Or we put out to tender. With drum chair, tender, this is what you do now. So I'm being stupidly facetious. We decided pretty quickly that this guy, who is, as you've heard, a stunning, internationally acclaimed is such a cliche, but he is internationally acclaimed. We're very, very happy we've got him. Mr. Asaf Serkis.
There is one final member of our little ensemble, a very important one. On guitar, he joined the Soft Machine in April 1975, so an incredible 50 years with Soft Machine. How about that? 50 years. He joined for the tour following the Bundles, release of the album called Bundles, and then, as he said, for the Softs album, we've been playing some tunes from that album for you, and ever since. But in the sort of 1980s, the band went on kind of hiatus. During that time, he became very much an in-demand, particularly jazz musician in London, playing with all the greats and touring a lot with Stefan Grappelli. I'll tell you an anecdote about the 80s. So in the early 1980s, there was an amazing, I think it was a charity thing, called the Secret Policeman's Ball. And there were, some of you might remember it, and there were lots of incredible musicians on it, like Jeff Beck and Pete Townsend and Sting, and there was the whole Monty Python team. There was a lot of incredible people. Anyway, he was there, and Jeff Beck was actually doing one of his pieces, one of his great compositions, and he was going to be accompanied by a guitarist playing along with him, but this other guitarist thought the chords were a bit complicated. So he kind of bowed to this man, who did it instead of this other guitarist. Anyway, this other guitarist who bowed to his greater harmonic knowledge, you probably heard of him, he was called Eric Clapton. True story. Incredible, John Etheridge.
It is true, because we've ended lovers as lovers, and it got to a point where Jeff said, well, it's D over C, and Clapton went, what else that? He'll play it. Anyway, so we're going to do the last tune of this set, and it's called 14-Hour Dream. Thank you very much. We'll see you in a bit.
Please welcome back to the stage, Soft Machine.
welcome to the second set, and I trust your interval was satisfactory. How would you rate the interval, 0 to 10? 6? 7?
How was yours?
Oh, I'd say 7. So it's good if you can rate everything, can't you? You know, we do rate everything. Actually, this was definitely tea of the tour. The tea here served in beautiful porcelain little cups. I mean, I really get in touch with my inner little old lady. It's beautiful. Anyway, that was a tune called Open Road from our forthcoming Albion, and that will be out in March. And now we're going to go. That was, you see, it's clever juxtaposition. That's a brand new tune. This is one of the oldest tunes in the Soft Machine repertoire. It was the first single in the USA, and it's called Joy of a Toy. Joy of a Toy, thank you. much. That was a tune that actually the title of which will become more and more and more appropriate as the winter sets in. It's called One Glove. And it's that mixture of frustration and perplexity when you can only find one glove. See, I meditated on that concept and came up with that tune. Actually, that's rubbish. It's a silly play on words, really, isn't it? Because people are always writing tunes called One Love. Oh, one love. All my life there's been one love. So I thought One Glove was cynical. Anyway, never mind that. We're going to play a really lovely tune now. This is a tune that's dedicated to the one and only Robert Wyatt. Coincidentally, I didn't say when I was introducing Azaf that Robert Wyatt said he was the man we should choose. So that was one of the things that Robert said that. Anyway, this is a really beautiful tune, and it's called Waltz for Robert.
Presbyopia, ladies and gentlemen. You know what that is? Who knows what presbyopia is? Old man's sight. Right, yeah, it is. It is. This is. We're going to do a medley. This is a medley, and it will actually. Don't look at your watches when I say this, because this is quite long. This will take us up to the sort of the end, but we will do another one if you. Let's decide now that we will do another one, so we don't have to try and get around there into the dress. It's years since I did that caper. In the dressing room, come out and go, what? Oh, so... This is... it's medley, it's very clever. And the first tune is, this is my Soft Machine title of all time. Soft Machine, very, very good at titles through history. And this one is a Mike Ratledge thing, and it's called 10:30 Returns to the Bedroom. No, I want you to think about it. It's a weird concept, isn't it? 10:30 Returns. Anyway, that is, and then there's middle... But I always go middle brow. I don't know why. I always think middle brow. It's middle burn, and then hidden details and hazard profile part 1. So off we go. Go on, boys. Give us the return to the bedroom.
Thank you, that's like it's John Edward, thank you. Thank you so much. That's really, it's great. You know, it's really, really good. You've made happy men very old, and that's. Oh, sorry, got that the wrong way. What? Oh, what am I saying? Huh? Oh, it's very keen. This is our fifth man. We call him Cairncross. Now, can anybody get that illusion? You get the illusion of Cairncross? Burgess, MacLean, Philby, Blunt, and the fifth man was perhaps John Cairncross. You've heard of Burgess and MacLean, and Philby and Blunt. Of course you have, right? So that's Nick Utteridge. He's our fifth man. I think a little bit of applause for Nick. But we were enjoying pizza, wine, caviar, champagne, and he was sitting on his stool, loyally, trying to sell albums. Anyway, he's selling merchandise over there, in case you didn't realise. And he always comes over to remind me, and usually I don't forget, but now that he always reminds me, I do forget. Can we thank our wonderful sound man here? Because this is a great sound here. We really like the sound here. 2 nights ago we were playing Cadogan Hall in Chelsea, which is a lovely hall, but it's a tricky sound. The sound is fantastic. So thank you very much for that, and we love this place, and we keep saying that. Just, you know, you have to say that sort of stuff nowadays to get rebooked. It's great that you're here, and thanks very much. And we're going to play one more tune for you. Well, it's a little medley again. 2 tunes put together in there from Soft Machine Third, Backwards and Noisette. Did I forget to thank anybody? Oh, my parents. This runs from my mother and all the producers and all the people on the stand, all the wonderful actors and all the cast and crew who made this possible for me to get this Oscar. Sorry. You've got to stop smoking that stuff. very much. Thank you. Thank you so much.